Hello everyone and then welcome to a game between a WFZ versus I don't know if it should say Yange or Yanze or how his name is actually pronounced, but it is an undead versus night elf matchup. This game taken from the NetEase ladders. Hopefully these games are entertaining for you. I know I've been enjoying just watching these games just come through. We saw a rather unorthodox game come in from Tho. If you guys have not seen it, I do definitely recommend it. As well, we are going to be going into an undead versus night elf matchup. Alright, pretty standard opening. Altar of Elders, there is a Moonwell, there is an Ancient of War. Ancient of War should be training up an archer here in just a moment. And as this game gets underway, we'll see what the long-term strategies will be. So far, I don't see a graveyard tomb of relic coming in. It looks like it will be a ghoul opening coming in from the undead. Meanwhile, we're still waiting to see if it's going to be a keeper of the grove on this map or if he's going to try to go for a warden. It is a warden. Warden very powerful because of how this map is situated. Blink being able to get across and move around this map very, very quickly does change how this map is played. The expansions, with their backs exposed to the center portion of the map, quickly allows your opponent with Blink to, well, harass expansions and perhaps get an economic advantage. On the other side here, the Death Knight is going to be the train up hero. And, well, with the Tomb of Relics, we'll see if the players try to go for some quick creeping, or if they're going to be making their way out and do quite a bit of harassment. Thanks, Gabe, for the follow, as the Acolyte is just simply going to wander around here. Is he going to try and pull some of that aggro back over? That is the question, forcing a little bit more damage again. Ancient, or well, Acolyte versus an Archer. Ancient of War already off to the side here. Is going to try and steal that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Yes, it does try and steal that Forest Troll Shadow Priest right there. Are we going to perhaps get a Shadow Strike? Yeah, Shadow Strike onto that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Not going to be able to stay alive as it quickly gets taken out. All right, Yange purposely getting Shadow Strike to ensure the death of that Forest Troll Shadow Priest, making him so that if he wants another one, he will definitely have to pay for it. Skeletal minions are down out onto the field, could easily get taken out. One or two more arrows as the Wisp actually coming in to do a bit of pathing. Path blocking already underway. Ancient of War taking and already down to 500 hit points and still falling quickly. No easy way to repair those hit points at all. Down to 420 and 400 hit points and still dropping pretty regularly. What does this rogue wizard have against this Ancient of War? I do not know. It perhaps wants to get a bit repaired. Meanwhile, the Warden does pick up a Ring of Protection +3 and now going after that rogue wizard. Units now trying to make their way back as well. Archer trying to, well, retreat once more as the Warden, well, heads back off to the north. Is he going to finally start to clear out this creep camp? Ancient of War needing triple wisps to try and repair, as the Death Knight going to be venturing forth with a decent amount of, well, not that much right there. There's a detonation. The Ancient of War has taken a large amount of damage, and we're going to look at the Death Knight, perhaps try and get some death coils onto some of those other remaining units. Warden now trying to back away, picks up a Forest Troll Berserker, could actually get body block, Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight, as the Forest Troll Berserker is getting a little bit of distance, and some damage is going across these units here. Skeletal minions don't want to give experience to the opponent. Meanwhile, the Warden now going to be going after the Apprentice Wizard off over here on the west side. Coming back down, Death Knight perhaps going to go after a rogue wizard down across here, perhaps try to get to level 2 himself. Unholy Aura, incredibly important in the matchup, as we see a graveyard now getting added into play. Warden, Forest Troll Berserkers, and Ancient of War should be absorbing a large amount of damage, already having a good amount of Frost Armor cast across these units. The Rogue Wizard, there you go, level 2 on that Warden. Slippers of Agility drop down, Lightning Shield now picked up by that Forest Troll Berserker right there, as a little bit of damage could get added back up again. Death Knight still trying to play a little bit of a dangerous game. Could end up getting Shadow Strike and forced to take a lot more damage than he would like. Skeletal minions finishing off some more units down to the south, as we see here the Shadow Strike go down onto that Death Knight. Death Knight now down to 474 hit points. backing away once more. Death Knight trying to run circles around the Warden. The Warden getting in those Shadow Strikes, slowing things up quite a bit, as that Warden already close to 9 armor with those Slippers of Agility and that Ring of Protection. Alright, Warden gets a Shadow Strike off to ensure that the Death Knight doesn't get the Death Coil. Meanwhile, we are looking at 21 supply compared to 24. A rather interesting game as both players sitting on 700 gold right now, waiting to, well, trade up their second heroes perhaps, or do something else. Ultra Vision getting upgraded. Are we going to be going into Ancient of Lores? And will this Warden be a solo hero strategy? Alright, the Death Knight now wandering back again. Warden is coming across here. Are we going to perhaps see some Shadow Strikes or Fan of Knives? We don't know. What that Wand of Mana Stealing might actually come in handy here. Well, yeah, the Wand of Mana Stealing. Wand of Mana Stealing on the Warden, allowing for a quick blink. And dang it, I can't see where the Warden is. She has shadow melded and is nowhere. Oh, there she is. Right there on the map, hiding in plain sight. Alright, Warden going to be coming back across here. Perhaps going to get some Shadow Strike damage onto that Death Knight. Death Knight taking a little bit of damage over time. There's that Wand of Mana Stealing taking a bit of that mana. Death Knight, however, having plenty of mana. And while he is on Blight with all of these ghouls nearby, I do not believe the Warden will try and do anything else. The Lich is currently out onto the field, as well. Are we going to see a Frost Nova? No, we are not. Dust of Appearance could be readily available. And with the Dust of Appearance coupled with a Frost Nova, that Warden will have a difficult time trying to escape. Death Knight, is he going to pick up a Dust of Appearance? No, he does not. Picks up that Staff of Teleportation instead. Warden heading off to the north, gets aggro to buy all of these creeps off over here. Shadow Strike going to try and go after the Renegade Wizard. Meanwhile, we're going to perhaps see some more creeping away from the action as what Yange is trying to get to level 3 on that Warden, perhaps to get even more damage. He does have Blink available. Level 3 gets level 2 Shadow Strike most likely, as the units are now trying to back away. Meanwhile, Ancient of War absorbing a large amount of damage right there, eating up those trees. Is it going to be enough to tank all of that damage? Skeletal Minions now joining in on the fight as well, as we're looking at the Ancient of War going to get taken down. Ancient of War, down it goes, and now the units are all just trying to do a full retreat back. I don't know if that is if the Night Elf was even watching the hit points on that Ancient of War. That was a lot of damage done to that Ancient of War, as it was even eating trees to try and replenish its hit points, but still not enough. Alright, Blink, Shadow Strike onto the Lich. Lich gets a Death Coil to try and save, but is it going to be enough? That was only a 200 hit point heal, not the 400 hit point variety, as the Warden still has quite a bit of mana and a potion of mana as well. There goes another Shadow Strike. Death Knight could be in a little bit of trouble. There's a potion of mana as well. Is going to try and blink in front to get to close in on that distance. That it is right there. There goes another Shadow Strike. There's a blink and a little bit of damage over time. The Lich down to 37 hit points, trying to get back onto Blight. Is it going to be able to save it down up to 23 hit points as the Shadow Strike? Oh, another strike right there, as the Warden now using a Scroll of Town Portal to get away. Was the investment worth it? Ultimately, I do not think so. Using a Potion of Greater Mana and a Scroll of Town Portal to try and finish off that level 1 Lich. Now, there was already a sunk cost with that Potion of Mana earlier, so perhaps at that point he just had to say to himself, I already invested the Potion of Mana, might as well throw in the Scroll of Town Portal in order to ensure that kill. Otherwise, I invested that Potion of Mana for nothing. Alright, Warden sitting at level 4, very, very close. Can we come back down to the south here? Are we going to see some damage? Death Knight picks up a Potion of Greater Mana. There's a Shadow Strike. There's a Death Coil for the save. And are we going to see that Crypt Fiend get taken down? Yes, we will. Gets up to level 4, getting a little bit of opportunity to clear out this bottom creep camp here. Level 2 Blink, level 2 Shadow Strike. Warden going to try and clear things up. Picks up an Ankh of Reincarnation. Not necessarily the best item, as it doesn't resurrect you at full hit points and full mana. Warden going to pick up that Manual of Health as well. Meanwhile, Death Knight and Lich back out onto the field. Death Knight should be able to get to level 3 here. There it goes, up to level 3. Lich also at level 2, giving a big, big bonus to the effectiveness of that undead army. As damage is adding back up here, the Warden getting up to level 5 with level 3 Shadow Strike on the line and could make a big impact here, but Death Knight, Death Coil finishing off one unit, slowing down another, being able to pick off more units as well, as there goes another Troll Berserker. Large number of units lost right there, 8 supply pretty much gone in an instant, as the Death Knight, Lich, now chasing back over with Destroyers already there, ready to handle the Druids of the Claw. Warden getting rejuvenated, just shy of level 5. Expect to see a little bit of creeping to get the rest of the way. Meanwhile, we are finally seeing a haunting of the gold mine by the undead to try and set up that expansion. Warden now at level 5. Is he going to hold on to that Ankh of Reincarnation? It looks like he will. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability could be the follow-up item here. Bears and Dryads, incredibly powerful 1-2 combination to try and deal with the Crypt Fiends and those Destroyers. It comes down to who has the better micro and positioning, which is how most battles should go in WarCraft 3. You want the execution of your strategy to be just as important as the units that you choose. We're coming back down here. Dryads, Bears in position to try and absorb a bit of damage while dishing it out. Warden sitting at level 5 picks up a Tome of Retraining. Now going to be going for Fan of Knives and Blink. Fan of Knives very effective at dealing damage to all of those Crypt Fiends and blinking in and out of position here. Also good at dealing damage to all of these Acolytes as they are currently mining. The Warden has killed more workers on Terranus stand than any other hero I can imagine, as I just close my eyes and I see the Warden Fan of Kniving or using Fan of Knives against a whole bunch of peasants on this map versus humans. Perhaps she'll do the same thing against Acolytes. There was a Blink and a Fan of Knives right there. You can see damage. Orb of Venom trying to pick up multiple units, and you can already take a look. That Goblin Zeppelin overhead finally made it to the stream. A long time no see. Thank you for tuning in. This is still a rather strange game, as we're looking at low upkeep versus no upkeep. 46 supply compared to 52. We are getting an Ancient Protector now down across here. Interesting, as we're also getting a Warden. Warden, as it gets another Fan of Knives here, could finish off more units. There goes another Acolyte here. The Warden is sitting at level 5, trying to get to level 6, as the Dryads are now poking around inside the main base as well. Meanwhile, the Night Elf base is pretty much wide open, as the undead army gonna dive on in here. There's a Druid of the Claw. Thank you for the subscription, Richard. Thank you for the sub. That always definitely helps. I try to stay around 25 subs. It definitely helps me keep the bill, or pay the bills, as the Warden, not keep the bills. Who wants to keep bills? It helps me pay the bills as the, well, undead army forced to retreat back. I've been there before, losing Acolytes to the Warden. Yeah, we've all lost a whole bunch of workers to Wardens on Terranistan. Alright, Death Knight is at level 3, very close to level 4. Dark Ranger still has a little bit of distance to go to level 2, but it is level 1. Shouldn't be too bad. How far along are you going to... How long are you going to stream for? I stream for an hour a day from 6:30 to 7:30 my time, so I am nearly done. Death Knight now looking to back up again. Druids of the Claw now trying to make a retreat back as well, or trying to chase back after the Death Knight. Level 1 Unholy Aura, trying to get back, but the Dryad slow poison, unable to slow the Death Knight enough. Fraps SK, thank you for asking. Alright, coming back down to the south here. Tree of Life is entangling the gold mine. Lich, Death Knight want to put pressure, but the Bears are trying to just, well, wrap around and get a good flank in here. Destroyers devouring that roar, as we see a silence onto the Warden right now. Warden waiting for that silence to come to an end. Are we going to see a Fan of Knives? We should be looking at a Fan of Knives. Don't know quite why not, as there's the Fan of Knives going after those units. All right, Deathcoil saving up one Crypt Fiend. We could see another Fan of Knives. That Warden waiting for another 2 or 3 seconds as the, well, Dark Ranger gets taken down. All right, there goes another Frost Nova Deathcoil onto a Bear. Death Knight up to level 4 now, as we're looking at another Blink. Are we going to see another Fan of Knives to just try and maximize all of that damage still, as units are just hiding in the sand or in the dirt? All right, more damage getting added in. Orb of Venom adding in that damage over time, as the Warden does try and back away. All right, units units trying to retreat back. Again, Warden's just getting shy of level 6, gonna get very, very close there. If we see, well, that very powerful, very deadly Avatar of Vengeance, that could spell trouble. Meanwhile, Druid of the Claw overstays his welcome. Scroll of Talon Portal traded for a Druid of the Claw right there. Getting that little bit of extra experience definitely does help, as the Warden now going to make her way inside and perhaps get some more Phantom Knives to clean up the main base. Alright, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Blinks straight up inside, and wow, what a mistimed blink. Blinking straight into an untraversable location. No way for that Warden to get out except for another blink, which was on cooldown. Warden making the slow retreat. There's a Death Coil. There's a Frost Nova. Warden's blink is going to be in trouble. Acolytes get into harm's way. And is that going to be enough? 1 or 2 more points of damage, down to 35 hit points. There's a blink. Are we going to see a rejuvenation? There's the Nerubian Tower. There's a Phantom Knives. And, well, Death Coil not hitting the Warden in time. And that was absolutely razor's edge. All right, don't play ladder games. Yeah, I don't play ladder games anymore. Ladder games, well, I just don't have the nimble fingers or the time to get good on a ladder anymore. Understand much of the concepts, what the players are doing, and that's why I still watch, enjoy, and cast all of these games. Warden, 800 hit points, 465 mana. Disease Cloud getting counteracted by natural regeneration on that Warden. What is that Warden going to do next? That is the question. It wants to get a little bit of experience. One more Acolyte is enough to get it to level 6, and that extra bit of experience is enough reason to try and get a kill here. All right, Warden down to 750 hit points, going to continue to engage. Are we going to see a Fan of Knives? No, there's a Dust of Appearance across all of these units here. More damage coming across. Crit Fiend going to get taken down. No, it's a Dark Ritual, or is it a... No, it was a Dark Ritual to deny that bit of experience right there, as the Warden still sitting at level 5. Very, very important that the Warden is sitting at level 5, unable to get to level 6 for that ultimate ability. We may finally see another Dark Ritual denying it right there. I don't know how WFZ knows that Warden is almost level 6 and that he needs to constantly Dark Ritual everything, but his opponent's Warden is going to still get there. All right, Lich going to be in trouble. Lich is in trouble. Lich gets saved at the last possible moment, but it still may not be enough. Frost Nova, there's a Potion of Healing. Death Knight is going to be able to Death Coil again. Yes, it will, as that Lich is still trying to retreat all the way back. All right, we are looking at the Unholy Aura, trying to give in a little bit of faster movement speed. Death Pack Dark Ritual has been denying a whole bunch, as we're looking at, well, the level 6 Warden. Does it want to go for that Avatar of Vengeance now? That is the question. If it had the Avatar of Vengeance at the start of the battle, it most definitely would want it, but right now it doesn't seem to be the case. All right, Dryads in position as well. Death Knight now trying to lead the charge. Destroyer, Lich working together. Lich gets a Frost Nova off onto Druid of the Claw. One bear going to get taken down. The second bear still barely trying to escape, down to 206 hit points. Death Knight may be able to get a Death Coil off. Doesn't even need it, as the Destroyers were right there. Almost 50 viewers. I need to squeeze in another half hour. No, I do not need to do that. I have actually a lot to do and a lot on my plate today. Yeah. Veterans always defeat me. Yes, yes. Death Knight, Lich, a great battle right there, going back and forth, being able to trade off a couple of bears, being able to keep that Lich alive. Dark Ranger was lost, but as you saw, the Dark Ranger was only at level 2, and at level 2 still resurrects fairly quickly for not that much resources. Both players are sitting up on 2 bases right now, and now we've come to an awkward stage in the game for the Night Elf player. The Night Elf player wants to engage against his opponent, and he wants to start generating crypts, or generating corpses on the ground. The problem is that the undead units have so much strength behind them that they are difficult to actually take out. Trying to take down an Abomination, trying to take down a Crypt Fiend, rather difficult. And because the undead army is, well, built tall as instead of wide, the Avatar of Vengeance isn't that strong. Warden didn't pick ultimate. It retrained to do it. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Never mind, Toma retrain. Yep, there we are. Avatar of Vengeance is in position and getting underway. I would have expected the Toma retraining if it didn't do so. That earlier blink to close in on that distance was enough, and now once again retrained to Shadow Strike. Shadow Strike being able to burst down an individual target faster as opposed to dealing damage across multiple units. We saw some absorb mana right there. Obsidian statue gonna go ahead and turn itself into a destroyer, as we should be getting into an engagement now. All right, triple destroyers up in the air. Some of them do have mana. They're gonna try and engage one obsidian statue in the back. There's the dryads, there's the bears. The bears, however, in the back, while the dryads are in the front. That's not where you want them to be. Deathcoil saving off in a Crypt Fiend, as we are looking at a Druid of the Claw getting taken out. No Staff of Preservation to save those Druids of the Claw now. All right, meanwhile, Avatar of Vengeance still trying to fight its way through. Another Druid of the Claw going to get taken down. Two Druids of the Claw already down, as the Shadow Strikes are going down onto some of those enemy heroes. Another Druid of the Claw could get taken down again, down to 65 supply compared to 53. Undead taking a slight advantage lead over here, as another bear gets blasted. All right, multiple bears getting blasted down. Avatar of Vengeance, not enough in the tank to really win out in this battle. A lot of the corpses were his own, and that is a problem when you are replacing your Druids of the Claw with Spirits of Vengeances. Well, that's not how you want to be getting those Spirits of Vengeance. Oftentimes, I may actually be overestimating or overthinking how strong the Avatar of Vengeance is as a human player, since there are often so many footmen and priests and so many low 2 supply units that generate corpses that feed how strong that Avatar of Vengeance can be. If you look at the undead army, there's abominations, no, not even a Crypt Fiend any longer, only abominations, obsidian statues, and heroes, which is making it very difficult for the Night Elf army and the Avatar of Vengeance to really reach full potential. All right, destroyers making their way back over. Dryads gonna try and engage right there. We're gonna see a little bit of damage added in. No Crypt Fiends to deal with the Dryads, though. There goes a Frost Nova onto the Druids of the Claw. Dark Ranger in that frontline spot, absorbing a lot of damage, down to 140 hit points. There's the Death Coil for the heal, as the Death Knight could be in trouble. There's another Dark Ritual. No, that was a Death Pack onto an Abomination to get back up to full hit points. All right, Death Pack on an Abomination to heal back up completely. And, well, there's one way to keep your Death Knight alive and well. Death Pack, is he going to continue to stay alive? There goes another Druid of the Claw. Death Knight still wandering around in circles. Dark Ranger getting another Death Coil for a little bit of extra health. Are we going to see a Scroll of Talon Portal transferred? Yes, we are, as the Death Knight now trying to retreat back. Death Knight down to 16 hit points and ends up surviving. He didn't need to Death Pack right there, but decided to do it anyway. He just in case he, well, no, he just in case. I think the command probably went in when he was on the other side of the map, and he was concerned that he was about to lose his level 5 Death Knight. Coming back down, a Dark Ranger, Dark Ranger trying to lead the charge here. Destroyers are all in position. Death Knight in position as well. Obsidian statues, Death Coil. Are we going to see some damage being brought onto these Dryads here? No Crypt Fiends, and that is the big problem. We're going to see some damage being absorbed onto that Druid of the Claw. Are we going to see a Devour Magic to try and remove it? Yes, we are, as that Druid of the Claw already down to 200 hit points. Going to quickly get taken down. All right, there goes the Frost Nova right there. Are we going to see a Death Coil? Yes, Death Coil finding the Dark Ranger alongside a Shadow Strike, as the Dark Ranger now trying to back away again. Obsidian statues are in position once more. It looks as though Dryads are getting finished off. Dark Ranger just trying to run around in circles, as they see the Nerubian Tower. Dark Ranger down to 36 hit points. 28. There it goes, getting taken out. Level 7 now on that Warden, as a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability on that Lich. All right, we're looking at the Avatar of Vengeance right here with Spirit of Vengeances. We're seeing some Devour Magic trying to keep that Destroyer alive. Destroyer being forced to back away. There goes a big Frost Nova, as the Lich still trying to continue that fight. The Dark Ranger, well, not Dark Ranger, Warden going after that Lich, trying to finish off multiple units. Another Scroll of Town Portal right there, and it looks like this base could end up getting taken out. All the Acolytes get off of the gold mine in order to get an escape as well. All right, Goblin Zeppelin was outside of range. We're going to look at the Goblin Zeppelin trying to escape back again, and this expansion will get shut down. Alright, expansion over here. Tree of Eternity entangling this gold mine off to the north here. Warden going to be going after WFZ's main base here. Lich is back up to full, trying to find its opponent's targets. Death Coil, Frost Nova. Lich could be in a serious bout of trouble. Already down to 313 hit points. And, well, it doesn't look like it's going to be sticking around for far too long. Alright, Warden going to go ahead and teleport back home, heal back up, and then we'll see where it's going to go next. We should be looking at a rejuvenation on that Warden. There you go. There's the rejuvenation. And then perhaps wait a little bit before drinking some of those from some of those moon wells. Yep. Back up to full once again. Acolytes making their way back over. Perhaps going to try and haunt that gold mine once more. Lich sitting at level 4 will get to level 5. And with a level 5 Lich, with level 3 Frost Nova and level 3 Death Coil, that Warden and those bears are going to get focused down rather quickly. Dark Ranger still getting resurrected, not yet quite there. As we're looking at destroyers joining in on the, well, the skies there. There goes a quick Frost Nova. We're going to look at Shadow Strike coming down onto onto the Death Knight. Death Knight taking that Shadow Strike. No easy way to get healed back up. More damage getting added in. Death Knight wants to stay on Blight, or at least stay close to these Obsidian statues, as another Shadow Strike goes down as well. Death Knight could try and go, well, staying purposely close to those high hit point abominations. Are we going to see another abomination? There goes a Death Pack staying alive once more, and it is just fighting himself into a corner. Multiple bears fighting in this corner again. Death Knight actually in a little bit of trouble. Perhaps going to try and finish off some of these units. There goes another bear again, as we're going to see more damage getting added across. Scroll of Town Portal for a quick retreat, as the Obsidian statue does end up getting saved. 41 supply compared to 39. Night Elf now with the slight advantage in the overall army. Well, slight advantage, pretty much neck and neck at this point and stage in the game. Warden looking to finish off the undead heroes. Death Knight wants to figure out a way to stay alive. Using Death Pack against abominations is not enough to keep the Death Knight alive against that level 7 Warden with Shadow Strike just chasing after and dealing so much damage to all of those units. Acolytes trying to repair the Obsidian statues here. Main expansions have about 10 minutes of mining left. No real problem going on there. Meanwhile, this Tree of Eternity has been mining for quite a bit of time and is going to start taking the gold advantage lead away from WFZ. Now, what is the Dark Ranger doing? Dark Ranger getting a little bit of experience. There is that Warden. Warden, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Gonna a little while longer. There's a Dark Ritual onto those Dark Minions. And that's actually an interesting strategy. As the Dark Ranger gets stronger and stronger, that actually makes the Death Knight's Death Pack that much better. We may actually see level 2 Death Pack as if you're able to just Death Coil or Death Pack those Dark Minions. Those Dark Minions actually have a fair amount of hit points at a point and stage in the game. Alright, we're looking at this Tree of Eternity slowly getting taken down. Death Knight using Death Pack alongside the Dark Ranger. These Dark Minions having 290 hit points. Being able to heal something is definitely better than nothing, as you're also denying a bit of experience. Coming back off to the north here, Death Knight gonna perhaps try and finish off this Tree of Eternity. In comes the Warden, already Shadow Striking that Death Knight. Death Knight is in a little bit of trouble. What's gonna end up happening? Alright, I believe there's an abomination getting Death Packed right there as the repairs are trying to get underway. Tree of Eternity down to 13 hit points. It finally gets taken down. Death Coil onto the Dark Ranger as we see a tactical retreat. 60 supply compared to 50. WFZ purposely staying in no upkeep. Acolytes with the repair. 3 heroes. Death Knight, Lich, Dark Ranger. Level 7 solo Warden, Avatar of Vengeance, trying to resummon a gold mine off over here. Not upgrading this to a Spirit Tower or Nerubian Tower, not quite sure why yet, as we could be looking at a blink across the river. And here we go, Shadow Strike, trying to pick up some units. It looks as though, yep, that Acolyte still takes that damage over time while sitting in that Goblin Zeppelin. Death Knight getting closer to 6. Lich is at 5. Dark Ranger is at 3. Black Arrows, well, summoning up 290 hit point units. Incredibly important here, as we're going to see this Tree of Life get canceled in just a second. Staff of Teleportation rejoining in on the fight. Where's that Warden? Going to go ahead back home, heal back up for what may be one of the last battles in this matchup. Gold mines are starting to get a little bit low, and you're starting to reach that critical point where even if you lose your armies, the heroes are enough to start finishing off and dealing the necessary damage. Avatar of Vengeance, 25 to 36 damage. Are we going to see some acolytes summoning up some, well, a Spirit of Vengeances? And that is going to be the question, as the bears are already in position. That is a lot of bears and a lot of dryads to try and deal with those, deal with those destroyers. Not that many Crypt Fiends out either, as the Tree of Life coming across to get in some detonations. All right, Entangled Goldmine finally going to get finished off here, as we're looking at Yange pretty much, well, no more bases mining at all. Scroll of Town Portal, ends up being denied. The Scroll of Town Portal did not finish in time, as the Death Knight now staying back in his neck of the woods. All right, is this going to turn into a base race scenario? That is the question. We do not see a Tree of Eternity here. Remember, there's no way for the Night Elf to actually get back home. Scroll of Town Portal can't hit anything. There is no Tree of Life to actually try and Scroll of Town Portal 2. All right, Moonwells are going to end up getting destroyed. Units, the bears, the dryads trying to line back up, walk all the way back home. Abominations going straight after those Moonwells, as those Moonwells do provide a home field advantage in terms of healing. All right, Obsidian Statues are all right there. 53 supply compared to 49. Death Knight looking to finish off another Moonwell, which represents, what, 150 or a little bit more hit points and mana, as the Warden going to get in some damage here. Are we going to see a Shadow Strike or a Fan of Knives? No Fan of Knives. Shadow Strike does come across. We're seeing, well, a beautiful Death Coil onto a Crypt Fiend, saving at the last possible moment. Dark Ranger now trying to back up. Dark Ranger could end up getting taken down. Are we going to see the Death Coil? Yes, we are, as that Dark Ranger was down sub 50 hit points as well. More damage still getting added in. Going after the Death Knight going to be rather difficult as well, as the Death Knight has been using Death Packs so regularly to keep his units alive, or keep that Death Knight alive and well. Dark Ranger in a little bit of trouble as well. Destroyer down to 234 hit points, going to try to hide back. 46 supply compared to 49. Death Coil, Death Coil, Frost Nova finishing off a bear, followed by a Scroll of Town Portal to retreat back again. Who came out ahead? That is a difficult call to make. We're looking at the Warden making its way back down to the south here. We are still mining for WFZ. Meanwhile, no mining for the player at all. There is a haunted gold mine here, but no bears in position. One Nerubian tower trying to slow things down, and that is pretty much about it. Staying on Blight to heal up a little while longer. Meanwhile, the Death Knight picking up, or trying to pick up some items. What is he going to pick up here? Picks up another Scroll of Town Portal, and the Death Knight may have one more good fight left in him. 42 supply compared to 45. Dark Ranger is at level 4. Level 2 silence is going to be key, as we are now haunting a gold mine over here to the top right. This is going to be strange. No Scroll of Town Portals, no way to easily get back home. Warden is going to be trying to lead the charge here. Scroll of Healing, Robe of Magi, everything coming to the table all at once, and in comes the battle. All right, there goes a Shadow Strike straight up on that Death Knight. Death Knight sitting at level 5 could be in trouble. There's only one Abomination left, as the Destroyers are trying to save some stuff right there. There's a Death Coil. There goes there goes a bear. What other ability? Level 2 Unholy Aura on that Death Knight. Level 2 Unholy Aura on that Death Knight allow for faster movement speed, picking up and dropping off. The Warden diving straight after that Death Knight, only to see the Goblin Zeppelin come in to save, as the Death Knight is still just jumping into the Goblin Zeppelin constantly, trying to stay alive that way. Obsidian Statues purposely being pulled back, and it's Goblin Zeppelin Micro, which WFZ has not been doing throughout much of the map, which ended up being the tipping point. Yange unable to do anything against WFZ at the very end. The later hero score being the big difference, having multiple high-level heroes to shut down the Warden. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.